A warm welcome to one and all. Today let's discuss about transfer stations, its location, operation and maintenance. Myself Dr. V. Godwin Sharmila, Associate Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Rockley College of Engineering and Technology. First, let's see about what is transfer station. Transfer station is nothing, it's a place or location of unloading the waste from each and individual collection vehicle. So, from here, the waste which was collected from the individual houses are reloaded into the larger vehicle so that these waste can be carried to the disposal site as well as to the processing site. So, in this transfer station, the removal, separation, handling of waste is normally carried out in order to minimize the waste for the disposal. So, during this process of operation, there will be a number of phases are available: unloading, loading, transport and discharge. Unloading is nothing, it's unloading of waste which was collected from the each and individual houses. So the waste small vehicles has been allocated, or trucks, compacted truck or non compacted truck are allocated for each zone of collection. So the waste was collected from each and individual household and residential area, and it gets shifted to the transfer station, at which those each and individual small vehicle waste are unloaded into the larger vehicle. So the second phase is loading. Loading is nothing, unloading of waste from the smaller vehicle to the larger vehicle. Loading of waste to the larger vehicle is the loading pattern of these transfer station operation. So the transport operation, in the sense the transport of the loaded larger vehicle waste to the disposal site, is the next operation, third operation. The final fourth operation is the discharge. Discharge is nothing, the waste has been carried from the transfer station to the disposal site, right? So those waste are discharged or disposed in the landfill, or it was carried to the processing site. So this operation method of operation is termed as the discharge operation. So here the loading is the important factor which determine the proper processing of the waste. So in this unloading pattern, there will be a usually done by means of direct method. In this, the waste from the each and individual vehicles are carried or drive up by the ramp set of apparatus by means of gravity loading. The waste has been directly loaded through the hooper into the larger vehicle. So this is the direct unloading of waste to the loading of waste to the larger vehicle process, which is the major factor which determine the landfill collection process. So during this time of landfill treatment, the waste must be initially segregated, recovered, recycled, and the overall remained waste that was for disposal will be carried out by the larger vehicle to the site of disposal. See, this is the one of the diagram of the transfer station. In this transfer station, we can see here, first the waste will be collected from this way, and it was the place of recycle. It was dumped here. From this, we can see the recyclable materials has been removed, as well as see the scrapped material, metals, and all has been removed, and finally the waste to be disposed of, that is the food waste, as well as the remaining waste will be carried out to the trash disposal area. From this, they can be pre-processed, because the tire, as we already studied in the previous module of session, that the tire can be rehabilitated and can be reutilized to increase the longevity. So these are all the process will be carried out in this session. So after this, the disposal area, here the recycling process, treatment process will be considered. See the lead acid batteries, this is the toxic element present in the waste, as well as the pre-processing of the organic waste into cooking oil, motor oil. These are all happen here. So after that it will be carried to the disposal site. This is the overall setup of the transfer station. Then collection service. The collection service is nothing. It's a method how the waste has been collected from the different areas, that is mainly from the residential, commercial and industrial sector. So while collecting the waste from the residential area, it mainly depends upon the nature of the people living in those areas. Example, the rural areas, mainly during the wet season, they used to load and unload the waste in the similar places. Not they used to split up and dispose their waste, because the people who are in the rural areas are does not much aware about the waste management process. They used to dump whole waste in the same places, and so the collection service people have to work for a more time to segregate those waste into by the people who are disposing. So the most of the transfer station must be provided with a proper facility of recyclable area, proper facility to design the proper on-site management, on-site storage or on-site pre-processing of the waste must be available with the proper financial outlay, as well as with proper hygienic way of sanitation facilities, as well as they must need to monitor the unwanted air emission or unwanted dust generation from the waste disposal site, which do not interfere with the societal interference, since it may affect their health. So most of the work which was done prior to the disposal has to be completed within the area of the transfer station, which must be carried out in a proper and the perfect manner. So also the building must be provided with the offices, proper restrooms, showers must also be provided for the workers, so that the workers who are working in those transfer station cannot go out, do not offer, don't no, do not require any unwanted or require any needs. So the overall requirement of their needs has to be fulfilled within the transfer station area. Next, during the design of the transfer station, mainly in the United States, the area must be provided with the proper education, and the public must be aware about the transfer station area. Hence, they must be hence the interference of the public to the site of the transfer station was highly minimized. The proper truck setup arrangement has been provided, and proper weighing of the waste has been done. So the management of the waste in the process of transfer station operation is highly monitored, and by under the modern technique has been implemented, so that the overall vehicles loading and unloading are highly well done in a well mannered way, with the proper cost optimization, and there will be a minimum. The modernized techniques helps in the reduction in the cost consumption during the processing of the waste at the disposal site. Thank you.